Salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. V back with another casted game of Age of Empires 3. And I'm going to dive right into the player intros because I was told constructively by a good friend that my intros can be, and I quote, long and rambly. So we're going to dive right into the action in the north of the map, playing in the color red as the one true Civ, the Dutch. We have Diesel, who last time he was on the channel, we saw him playing Sweden. So I'm much happier to be seeing him playing a good Civ like Dutch. Sorry to all of the Sweden mains out there. And his opponent in the south of the map playing in the color blue as the Portugal. Are they S tier? Are they A tier? Ooh, it's controversial. It is Swisher Guts, who is a very good port player. These guys are around 1900 elo, maybe even up there at 2K. But I've started to care less and less about elo as I'm casting games now. You know, I used to just look for the highest level games, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. I guess the more you play, the less you care about little numbers on a board, but I don't know. And he's going with the trading post as his opening, and I'm sure he's going to be going into Fatorias as his first card. Let's take a look. That timing couldn't have been better. And yes, Fatorias is coming in. Ooh, an intriguing deck. Very little in H2. A lot in H3 and quite a bit in H4 as well. So maybe an FF, maybe even an FI in the works for Swisher, which is good against Dutch, right? Because you're not going to be getting that early pressure. There's no 8-9 minute timing coming. I mean, you might get a little harassment from Hussars or even some Halberdier play, but you got Minutemen, you got multiple town centers, you can deal with that. So I like this play from Swisher. Meanwhile, Diesel as a standard Dutch deck, though, I've noticed that a lot of different Dutch players have different crates. So some people go 700 wood, 700 gold, 700 food. Some people go 700 wood, 600 wood, 700 food, and skip 700 coin. It really kind of depends on what Dutch player you're looking at. I myself really don't ever use 700 coin, but I'm also not a good Dutch player. And maybe I'm not utilizing it enough. And I definitely don't use 700 food just because I don't think it's a super efficient shipment. And meanwhile, Cornelius Jonasson? Ah, man, it sucks because I love Dutch. I glaze them all the time and I can't even pronounce the language. But he's going to go down and he's going to miss out on, 70 food. And that's going to be picked up by Swisher, and he is going for the 10-10. So that 70 food is going to make an already quick age up even quicker. And let's see, he's probably going to go for 2 villagers in transition. That's usually about as many as you can get out. He's going to send 700 coin right away, probably followed by 700 wood. And it's going to be insanely quick, especially if he picks up a couple more of these food treasuries. He's got a really easy 35 food here. And that's XP. Any good food treasures? Not really. A lot of the treasures have already been picked clean. And meanwhile, what is Dutch going up with? He is going up with, the quartermaster. No early halberdiers. I was getting spoiled with that build, the logistician. But it is kind of nice to see a little bit of back and forth. I like when there's no one meta, right? I like when there's multiple options, okay? You know, when we switch from just one politician to the other, 100%, it feels like we just took off one hat and we traded it for a new one. I like variety. I like diversity in my builds. What can I say? But first bank going up, that is never going to change. The transition bank is always going to be part of meta Dutch. And we do see Swisher, second TC is quite forward. Let's see what resources he claims. He could, this would be a beautiful spot right here. He would lock down that hunt, and he would have the coin mine, and he'd have the water to secure his right flank. Though there is a crossing here, so I mean, it's not going to make units impossible to go around, but it is going to make it a little bit inconvenient. So nice placement there by Swisher. Of course, this guy is an experienced port player. He knows what he is doing. And already getting the food, already getting the 700 coin coming in, and he's just about to hit 300 as the 700 coin arrives. Man, this guy's timing is impeccable. And already getting his second herd in and working on the third. So very clean build here from Swisher. Meanwhile, Diesel, second bank is going down. I also like this play from him. He also knows that there's probably going to be no aggression from ports, so he uses that initial 400 wood for the second bank, which is something I like to do, but you can't always get away with it as Dutch. It can be seen as too greedy because sometimes you really need that early barracks or even that early stable to deal with aggression. And a third bank going down. Man, he's not even putting down a market first, which for guys like Soldier, that's usually what they do. They go bank, bank, market, hunting dogs, bank. But he's going for that coin economy very, very early and sending the bank card as his next wagon. So he might even go for a 5-bank FF at this rate. Maybe he stays with 4. I'd love to see a 5-bank FF, though. He's got a couple villagers chopping wood. Oh, yeah, this guy's going for 5 banks. Oh, I'm so happy. And meanwhile, Swisher, he's probably already got the age up in queue. Yeah, okay. And he's going up with... What? He's going up with the Ethiopian Queen? What does that do? What does the Ethiopian Queen do? I mean, I'm assuming it's something with one of the African civs. Do you get, like, one of the African bonuses? Do you get... I don't know. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that one. I expected the Exiled Prince, but I did not get it. And maybe he thinks he can get away with that just with how clean his first age up was, and maybe he will. Obviously, no pressure is going to be coming in from Dutch. He's got this market placement, which is quite far from his TC, but I mean, I guess he wants the extra line of sight, though. Units will be able to come in and harass that. Again, I mean, losing a market, it's not that big a deal, but I guess that line of sight will be useful. And I'm hearing shots. Is an envoy about to die? Oh, no, get away, little buddy. Yeah, 6 HP. The man is going to slip out. This guy, talk about just style. This man, no matter how hot it is, how cold it is, what climate he's in. Oh, no. Oh. That was really tragic. I was just going to compliment how great his outfit was and how survivable he was, and then he just gets brutally murdered by Treasure Enjoyer. Oh, man. Guys, that was... we witnessed a real crime there. And it was so close up, too. All right, the African Queen is coming in, which I really am excited to know what this is. And, okay, he's got the covered wagon. Oh, it gives you monasteries. Oh, that is so cool. You get 2 monastery wagons. Oh, that is so awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is a cool age up. I mean, it's going to make his coin income much, much stronger. And he's going to be sending 1,000 wood as his first card. So you got to wonder, what is he going for? He's also got the Houses of Fanar. So he can make, what are those units? The Evzoni, which are basically like really tanky skirms. I don't know. Do you need those if you already have Cassadors? No way. You get Shotels too? Dang, Ethiopian Queen. All right. That's a pretty cool age up. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's better than the speed of the Exiled Prince, but it's certainly something. Meanwhile, Diesel, feel like I've been ignoring him this whole game. He's got his 5 banks, he's got his stable, he's got his market. So his economy also very, very strong. 22 vills, and he is now in H3 as well, making the Reuters. And looks like Swisher is going to be on 23 vills. So the one thing about the 1010 is it does delay your vill production, but once you get into H3 and you're able to produce vills from all 3 TCs, that economy is going to build quickly. But the Evzonis are out. And let's take a look at these guys' stats. They have 30% range resist. Oh, wow. They're a lot kind of like a native Cassador then. Though these guys are a lot tankier. The Cassadors, their weakness is that they don't have very good hit points. These guys have high hit points, high resistance. So I'm guessing their ranged attack, yeah, I mean, it's only 11. So they do suffer in the damage department, but that can be countered by the Cassadors. So I don't know. Maybe that is kind of a nice little combo here. Man, Swisher is, he is educating me in the most delightful way. Getting a church down now. Not sure what that's going to be for. And now veteran Fanariots. Fanariots? What are those? Gosh, I don't know what anything is. Oh, man. And sending refrigeration as his next card. So this guy is going full eco mode. And Reuters now coming in. The Reuters spam has begun for Diesel. He's going to take out those Shotel warriors, though. He could take a lot of damage from this much skirmish fire, but that's the nice thing about Reuters, right? They're expendable, they're easy to just throw out there, and you can use them to snipe artillery very well, which I like that he's massing Reuters because you know you know 3 organ guns is going to be coming from Portugal, and having enough riders to just charge in through the skirmish fire and just one-shot those organ guns, it really negates what is usually a really fantastic shipment. So double stables here, and let's see, what else does he got? I mean, I wonder if he's going to, yeah, I bet he sends religious freedom and goes for coffee trade. And he's going for hussars as well, along with 5 hussars. Oh, that's so smart. Okay, so he's got the Reuters to deal with any sort of artillery that comes out, and then he's getting hussars to deal with all of the skirmisher fire. I like that. I like that. Actually, the Reuters aren't there for the hussars. They're the artillery. They're more there for the dragoons. I just thought about that. I'm like, what? Hussars can't kill artillery? It's literally what they're made for, Mr. V. Pay attention. But he's going to be taking out this trading post. I like that. Make sure that this guy can't get any more of those Evzonis out. I mean, because these guys are pretty affordable. And then, no, maybe not. I mean, high in food cost, but food is the fastest gathering resource, so maybe not that bad. Portugal now pushing in, but he's got only light infantry, and this is very risky. But Diesel not engaging his hussars. I like that. He definitely wants to get the veterancy upgrade, which he is doing now. Currently 28 bills for Diesel, along with 5 banks. And 43. I told you guys, the Portuguese economy, boy, it can really climb quickly. And we're seeing that here right now. But, I mean, these skirmishers, they are being so bold. Now, they do have a couple of dragoons in reinforcement, but 6 dragoons, I mean, that's not a lot for how many vet hussars and how many Reuters are here. We do have to remember that Reuters gets shadow teched, and he's got 32 of them, along with 15 veteran hussars. And I think Swisher is being far too bold here. Diesel's army is very strong, very well upgraded, and also very mobile. So we'll have to see what happens. And it looks like the engagement is on the way. More dragoons are coming out, but if the Reuters are able to focus them down, the hussars could get a good engagement. No, the hussars, they don't want to be meleeing the dragoons. They want to get on the skirms so that the skirms can't take out the Reuters. But now he's spread out his cavalry pretty well, and this is going to be an amazing surround. And the dragoons are cut off. They're taking on the Reuters. That's not what they want to do. And double Reuters now coming out from the stable, and this is going to be an excellent cleanup. Even Minutemen coming out from Diesel, and this is going to be so good for Dutch. All of those dragoons going down. They are an expensive unit, but Minutemen now coming out for Swisher as well. And I wonder if Diesel is going to choose to disengage here. It looks like he's going to continue the fight. Minutemen going to be attacking them at full HP. Not always advisable, but in this case, he really just wants to get on those skirmishers. He doesn't want to let them get away. Cavalry combat now coming in for Diesel, and desperately more dragoons coming out for Swisher. No, he's sending 3 organ guns, and I wonder if that's the card to send right now. It looked like he was going to send dragoon combat as an upgrade, but now going to pull out and get the 3 organ guns. More Minutemen coming out, so that's the second batch of Minutemen, and I need to breathe, so oh boy. Okay, so the fight is still continuing here, although the veteran hussars have officially been dealt with, but the amount of damage they did is not insubstantial, okay? That's 2 sets of Minutemen, that's a ton of dragoons, and the skirmisher force for Swisher has gone down significantly. Now only 4 Evzonis and 7 Cassadors. And remember, that burnt up the 8 Cassador shipment and the 5 Goon shipments. So in terms of trading, I think that was an excellent take for Diesel, and the scores certainly say it. He's now up about 600, so certainly not a crippling fight, but now these Reuters are going to be so annoying in the back of his base, and these infantry are quick, but they are not quick enough to catch these Reuters, and enough Reuters can one-shot a Vil even with greatcoats, so love that move from Diesel, but the triple production from the TCs is still going strong. 51 Vils for Swisher and only 31 for Diesel, and he still has not sent the religious freedom, though I think he'll be sending it soon. He definitely needs those 2 banks to stay competitive economically. And some dragoons, where are these guys going? Where are the organ guns going? Ladies and gentlemen, the organ guns have been caught without any support. There's only 3 dragoons, and all of the Reuters are on the way. There's 28 Reuters here, and they will be able to easily pick off the 3 organ guns. And Swisher, what are you doing? Why were they there? Where were they going? There's no Vils up here. There's no buildings. Were they queued there? Is that just where he had his shipments going? Oh my God, that was such a good take for Diesel. And look at the scores. He's now 4,000 score up. Oh, man. I just said that last fight was not crippling, but losing those 3 organ guns for free? Oh, my God. And now look at this. Diesel has built up his cavalry, and he's included the 6 Bosniak card. Oh, boys, the pain train is about to leave the station, and there is only one passenger, and his name is Swisher Cuts. Oh my God, these guys are going to roll over this skirmisher mass, and there are precisely 0 dragoons to deal with it. He's making double Cassador right now, though there are a few dragoons, my mistake. There's 5, but that's not enough to deal with 6 Bosniaks. And I love how he's mixed in the Hussar, and look at how many villagers are going down here in the back. The Hussar are doing a great job of taking away any sort of fire from the Bosniak so that they can just go in and do pure damage. 1 Bosniak finally going down, and they are doing a decent amount of damage. I like how Swisher's trying to use this building to his advantage, and a nice pop of goons there, but these Reuters coming around the bend to cut him off. That's going to be an excellent move, and now Swisher is going for Musketeers, but these guys are not going to be upgraded. He doesn't have Veteran Musketeer, and another excellent clean for Diesel. And I don't know if Swisher is just being too greedy or he's trying too hard to secure the middle of the map, but he has really gone minimal on anti-cav, and he's really starting to pay for it here now. And all of the skirmishers are going to go down. He's down to 58 vills as well. I'm going to be interested to see the vill graph. 8 halberdiers on the way, more goons, more musketeers. Though that build is actually going to start playing into the massed Reuters, which Diesel is continuing to make. No skirms are coming out, no halberdiers, nothing, just pure Reuters. And now veteran Evzonis, he must have did some sort of native tech there, because he now has a ton of Evzonis in the base. He's got 9 of those, 5 dragoons as well, but it's just not going to be enough against this massed Reuter fire, and these guys have to have an upgrade, don't they? Yes, I almost forgot. They do have cavalry combat, and now 8 halberdiers coming out, and a great disengage from Diesel there. That was the perfect time to break away. Those 8 halberdiers would have done so much damage, and the Evzonis in the back would have done a little peppering as well. But a great engagement for Dutch there, and he's now got 37 vills, and yes, he does have the 6th bank going up. He's got the arsenal, and 7th bank is going to be on the way soon, along with another stable. So this Dutch economy, I know it looks weaker than the Portuguese economy, 37 to 58, but it really isn't. You have to counter in the fact that banks are worth about 4 villagers. So there's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and then 24 here as well. And did I count that right? No, 28, because that's the 7th bank. So that's another 28 vills, and those guys are infinite producers of coins. So economy's much more even than you would think. Though in the late game, Dutch does start to fall off a little bit because they only have that 50 vil maximum limit. Otherwise, if Dutch didn't have a 50 vil limit, they would probably be the best late game civ in the game. Because you could imagine if Dutch could make like 99 vills along with 7 or 8 banks, that would be disgusting. But Diesel continuing to pump out Reuters, and I'm not going to lie, Swisher, I mean, his army is looking pretty weak. He just lost a huge mass, and the rebuild is going to take time, because remember, Dragoons are an expensive unit. They're 180 resource, and they don't trade well with Reuters, I've noticed. Mass Reuters against small numbers of goons, I mean, obviously they win, but even trades, it's just, it's not what the Dragoons want in terms of engagements. And yeah, I mean, these guys are 189, so are they really a spam unit anymore? I mean, they're still a really spammable price point, but they're starting to get really good. And oh, look at this. He's throwing in the Red Lancers as well. And he's still got veteran Hussars, and he's even still got a couple of Bosniaks. And this might be the final push, ladies and gentlemen. 60 Reuters are barreling towards this forward base of Portugal, and there is no way there is enough Dragoons to hold it off here. Now, the Halberdiers are going to keep the Red Lancers at bay, but the Red Lancers, they have such high DPS that it really isn't even going to matter. And remember, Swisher has used both of his Minutemen pops, so no extra Minutemen to bolster his forces, and these skirmishers are falling like wheat before a scythe, and the Dragoons are going to be falling as well, and I would be shocked if Swisher does not call game there. Villagers are now dying. There's a ton of exposed villagers over here, a ton of moving vills over here, fleeing to the town center, more Reuters pouring in. He's triple queuing Reuters at this point. And it looks like this is going to be the GG. Swisher's micro is starting to fall a little bit, which means he's probably typing a message, and that is the game. I would love to know my words per minute there because I felt like I was talking a million miles an hour. But what a fun game. Portugal versus Dutch. You usually see Dutch on the back foot, but that heavy cav switch, man, never underestimate the heavy cav switch. It is so good. I've seen it win so many games at all levels. Well played to Diesel. Well played to Swisher. I love the inclusion of the Evzonis on this map. I actually thought that was really cool. I loved the Ethiopian Queen age up. It just didn't really seem like he got enough time to build enough anti-cav together, or maybe he invested too much into skirmishers and not enough into dragoons. And of course, that horrible miss micro of his organ guns. I don't know what he was trying to do there, but that was absolutely just crippling. I mean, losing a shipment like 3 organ guns for essentially nothing is just, very few players could recover from that at this level. But enough of my rambling. Follow me to the post game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the post game. A quick look at the stats. The resources actually very even. Military also very even until you look at the units lost. 185 for Portugal and only 84 for Dutch. And remember, Dutch was the one making the cheap spammable cav, but man, Reuters en masse, it's hard to beat. They're a fantastic unit. I'd argue they're Dutch's best unit by far. I mean, Dutch has good skirmishers. Their blue guard are fantastic. The red lancers are great, but nothing beats a good old stack of Reuters. And when we look at the villager count, that's really the only graph I want to take a look at. Yeah, I mean, the losses were pretty consistent here for Swisher in the mid game. Lost 1 there, lost 2 there. Lost 3 there, 4 there. And then started losing even more here. And I think if that game had gone on another couple of minutes, I mean, we would have seen him probably lose another 10, 15, 20 villagers. He definitely would have lost a town center, maybe even both of them, and that whole forward base would have just collapsed, which means his resource input would have been 0. But still, a really fun game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back with a little bit more of some mod showcasing in a couple of days. But until then, have a great day. Have a great life. See you later.